My name is Ken. I'm one of the co-founders of Speedscale. I've been in and out of the startup world for a long time. And when people come and ask me about startups and they say, hey, I have an idea for a startup, Ken, this is what I'm going to go and build. I always give everyone a similar advice. Have you thought about distribution? How are people going to find out about your product, discover it, and buy it? And what a lot of founders think is, if I make the best product, users will just appear out of thin air, just like someone got this idea. I just need to install Anthropic. Obviously, that's not true. You can go and look. Anthropic spent tens of millions of dollars this year on a Super Bowl ad because people don't just show up out of thin air. They've got to get the product in front of somebody. Other approaches of doing this historically were open source. Well, also, if you take your code and stick it on the internet, it does not mean people will start buying it. If you go back to when Mongo started, there was hundreds of other NoSQL databases. Mongo had to do a lot of things right, including spending a lot of time with their users and developers to have a really killer product to get everybody. And then one more example here, PostHog. It's another Y Combinator company, and they've focused a lot around having a generous free tier. So they offer a SaaS product, but you can go in and use it for free, some of the features, and then you'll hit the edge and say, I really like this, I'm getting value out of it. So value first, value up front. They do a great job with this. But in all these cases, you've got to figure out a way to get your product in front of somebody. This is from some of the Y Combinator startup school advice. These videos are all on YouTube. There's not some secret place where you find them. They're all available. You can find them under the startup school section. Finding customers starts with the company prospecting and trying to identify who are potential users, reaching out to them, seeing if it's a good fit. I'm building for people who have problem X. Maybe you have problem Y. It's not qualified. This got me thinking about how we can do a better job with this at Speedscale. I've vibe coded up a project called Radar. This is a dashboard that I use internally and our team uses to understand who are users. I've loaded it up with demo data here. Okay, don't worry, take your screenshot or whatever. This is fake data, okay? But people who install our free product, or people who sign up for a trial, or we talk to at a trade show, or we email, get introduced to them, I track them in here. And one of the things I'm focused on is making sure we stay on top of our deals. So if we have an opportunity with a customer that we're pursuing, I want to make sure a couple of things. One is I want to make sure that not too much time goes by before we're communicating with them. If there's weeks and months that go by, our stuff must not be a priority for them. So it identifies someone who maybe we haven't reached out to and talked to recently. And then the other thing is I like having a summary of what's going on. I understand there's CRM tools, but I have a lot of different kinds of data, including product usage data, and also information that might come from account research that I might do that doesn't always fit perfectly in. So I feed all this data in. This is trivial to build with LLMs nowadays. And also, I've got examples of emails that have worked in the past, and the system's been trained on email, so I can actually say, go generate a similar kind of follow-up email for this user and feed in the history of the account, feed in information perhaps from meetings that we had in the past and this kind of thing, and it'll get me a starter email. I don't have to send that if I don't want to. I can edit it and clean it up and put something else different in here, but this saves my cognitive energy from always having to come up with something. If you don't like what it does, give it a prompt and have it go and fix that. And what this lets you do is actually track over time, am I working on the right things? Again, this is just an internal tool. I'm sure you've got a million dashboards and things, but am I doing the amount of prospecting that I feel I need to be doing every day, every week? Am I hitting my goal? And overall understanding if I have a goal of the amount of outreach that needs to be done for my small, medium, large team, is this working the way I expect? Am I able to have enough calls, enough outbound, and this kind of thing so I can move the process along? A lot of CRM tools are focused on after someone's interested in you and getting through the mechanics of that. That is an important part of the process, but early on, you need to make sure you've got a little bit of interest there and you've got someone who's going to work with you. So I think these kinds of tools are going to become more common for startup teams who say, I've got a specific set of tools that I'm working with and I want to tie them all together into my own dashboard. This is the kind of thing I kind of whipped together last month, and it's already helped me identify where do I need to spend more time, who have I forgotten to follow up with, what was our conversation before, and it's trivial to connect these into LLMs. I hope this was useful. If you want to get more information, please find me on LinkedIn. I'm happy to connect always and share startup information.